Go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. Because you believe in Islam, like he was just showing you. When you look at the world, have y'all ever seen, who does the world follow? Everybody follows who? If we sag our pants, everybody, black, white, Hispanic, everybody want to sag their pants, right? We do rap music, everybody want to be like us, right? That's never been nothing new. Even back then in biblical times, whatever we did, the whole world do. The thing that our people tend to forget is once upon a time we was in the Middle East and Africa. Let me give you a quick history. Our homeland, the so-called African Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, we were once upon a time in Israel or Jerusalem. We dwelt in that land. In 70 AD, the Romans, or the so-called white man, ran us into Africa when they took Jerusalem or Israel from us. They still over there to this day. So we fled into Africa in 70 AD. When we got into Africa, the so-called Arabs and the so-called Africans, they warred against us and then they sold us off to the Grecians or the so-called white man. Africans, hold on, let me explain this last thing. We are not Africans. If you look at real Africans, they the Dikembe Mutombos, the Bobos, the big 9-foot-tall black people. Those are real Africans or Egyptians. The Arabs aren't our people either. They're the children of Ishmael. And you know why you believe in Islam? Because the curse prophesied out the Bible that you will believe in that. You had a statement to make?
I was just going to ask, what's the difference between the two, the 12 tribes, Israel, and the African, the so-called African?
Okay, give me Exodus 11 and 7. I'm going to show you real quick. The difference between them is our fathers. When you look at the history, Noah was one man. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Right. Shem was chosen to be that special lineage. That's where you come from. Ham is the forefather of the so-called Africans, meaning what? The Cushites, the Ethiopians. Give me some more. The Canaanites, the Egyptians. Those are the children of Ham. Just the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians. Just because we have the same color, it doesn't mean anything. Color doesn't matter. It goes by your father. But that thing you said about Islam, I got a cousin that was just incarcerated for 9 years. He came home speaking Arabic. A lot of our people cleave to that thing for protection. But the thing you got to do, how old are you, bro? You 20 years old. You got to start looking in the root of everything. Because if you dig deep enough and look into the root of Islam, it was instilled in us in slavery. Right. In slavery. Let me show you something. Walk with me, bro.
Exodus chapter 11 verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel.
That's who you are. If you look on that sign down there, the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, African Americans, Jamaican, Haitians, before we were given those titles in slavery, we were known as the children of Judah, Benjamin, Levi. These were real men. They were our forefathers that we descended from. We went into slavery and we were given different titles, African and American. But before we were called that, we were called Negro, we were called colored, we were called black, we were called African. Now we just call ourselves niggas. Right. Our names was always changed, but the original who we are, the children of Israel from the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, Levi. But watch this, read.
But against any of the children of Israel.
The Bible is a historical book. The word Bible just means biblios, records. It's the records of your ancestors. They wasn't able to pass down. This is the photo album. Like how we pass down pictures, our forefathers passed down scrolls to us. Moses had wrote something down. He passed it on to the children within our people. Watch this, read.
Shall not, but against any of the children of Israel.
Because that confusion of faces have always been because we look alike. So God says, but any of the children of Israel
shall not a dog move his tongue.
God say a dog better not speak against my children.
Right.
A dog better not bark wrong against a so-called black man, Haitian, Jamaican, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican. A dog better not look wrong at my people. Read.
Against man or beast.
A man or beast better not do no harm to my children. Read.
That ye may know.
Because the world needs to know something.
That you may know how that the Lord doth put a difference.
A what?
A difference.
So God says he put a difference between who?
Between the Egyptians,
the so-called real Africans,
and Israel,
so-called African Americans. Just because we look alike, it's a difference between us. Give me 1 second. The color don't mean nothing. Go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. Watch this. Walk with me. Because what we gonna do is gonna bring the history out in the Bible. Don't leave, bro. Bear with me. Just give me a second. Read. Because what you gotta understand is like, don't throw away greatness and salvation for a lie.
Right.
Because the thing that our people like to do is follow fads and lies. It's always a new fad happening. 1 minute it's the crate challenge. 1 minute it's the Pokemon challenge. 1 minute it's this challenge. And we always quick to follow BS and don't look at the root cause of that thing. Well, reason why people are Islam were prophesied in the Bible. He brought out something heavy. It's no prophecies given by Muhammad. Muhammad never prophesied anything. Muhammad sat up under real Israelites, your forefathers. He looked at the things we did, the customs that he did. He said, well, damn, I want to give something to my people. The same thing that the so-called white man did.
Right.
They took our Bible, our God, they created Zeus. They created, what's some of them? All these Roman deities, the Aquamans and all of them. They looked at the real things that we had and they put their own spin on it. The Arabs did the same thing, bro. Watch this, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God says, give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. God says, you so-called Israelites, if y'all don't listen and do what I say, meaning what? Wear your fringes. Don't shave your beard. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Thou shalt not steal, kill, this, that, and third. God said that we didn't listen to do what he said to do, something was going to happen. But let's see who he's talking to. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto who?
All Israel.
We were the ones that built the pyramids in Egypt. The same way that we built America up in slavery, we built Egypt up in slavery. And guess who had us in slavery? Egyptians or Africans. Go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. So when you read in the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, it's going to give you real prophecies that you... How long have you been following Islam? 2-3 years, right? And not once have you ever read a prophecy in there. You know why? Because it ain't none. Muhammad never prophesied nothing. He played up under your...
I read that the Euphrates River would dry up and that motherfucker tried to say.
Where did he get that from? Exactly. It's in here. Everything that they got, they took it from here and they put their own spin on it. They've been stealing everything from us, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
Do me a favor. I'm trying to think about this. Explain the geography. You say we started
So in Israel is they call it Northeast Africa. That's what it really is. They put a Suez Canal there to cut that thing off. But when you look at actual history, Africa went from here to here. Israel or Jerusalem is in Africa. That land was split up when Noah had his 3 sons. The top went to Japheth, the middle went to Shem, the bottom went to Ham and his children, the Africans. We had that middle part. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, before we went into slavery, we were just one big nation. The Israelites. You had different tribes. You had the tribe of Issachar. Today they call Mexicans. You had the tribe of Judah. Today they call African Americans. In 70 AD, Christ prophesied something. Give me that in Luke 21. I'm going to show you another prophecy in the Bible. So Christ prophesied something what happened. Remember, when Christ was born, where was he told to flee to? Into where? Egypt. You know why he was told to flee to Egypt? Because we look alike, but we ain't alike. We was in Jerusalem or Israel. That's our homeland. That's why it's no peace over there. Because if you look up, I forgot, it was an Arab guy had said, the Jews left this land black and came back white. Muammar Gaddafi said that. And Wasadat. They said, how is it that the real Jews left black with afros and came back white with long noses? Something is off. You a Jew by blood. Watch this, read.
Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
So Jesus Christ is prophesying something. He's prophesying 70 AD when the Romans conquered Jerusalem. He's seen a vision that his people is going to fall by the sword, read.
And shall be led away captive.
Shall be what?
Led away captive.
We were led away captive. Read.
Unto all nations.
Where can you find so-called black people at? All throughout the world. England, Britain, Europe, Saudi Arabia, all throughout the world. Because why? The Bible prophesied we would be led captive into where?
All nations.
All throughout the 4 corners of the world. Right. And guess what happened when we got to these lands? These people played in our minds and they gave us religion. Right. A slave master ain't gonna let his slave be no Israelite. Right. You're gonna teach him you ain't nothing but a dog and you're gonna go to church with me. What do you think? Because who know what is the transatlantic slave trade? Who did that to us? The white people, right? Have you ever heard of the sub-Saharan slave trade?
Bring it out!
What happened in the sub-Saharan slave trade?
I don't want to be rude. What's the proper term?
You could Google sub-Saharan slave trade, and I want you to tell me what pops up. Put sub-Saharan slave trade.
like the Arab slave trade, basically.
Exactly. But who did the Arabs put in slavery? Us. And guess what they did to us in slavery? Still to this day. So why would you follow something that their religion they created?
That's right.
You see the confusion? Well, because they enslaved your mother, bro. Your foremothers, your forefathers, they enslaved them. They did more damage to us than the so-called white man. Our people go back to Mecca to give praise unto a rock. Little do they know, Mecca was the home of the biggest slave trade.
Right.
That was the place where they sold us off into slavery at. Bear with me, look, bro. Give me 1 second. Watch this.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
So the Bible, Christ prophesied that Jerusalem would be taken by the Gentiles. The so-called white man took our land. Read.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
And that's what's being happening now. The Euphrates River is drying up. The people of the Bible are waking up. Prophecies are being fulfilled every day that's documented in the Bible. Perilous times where children are going to turn against their mother, fathers and sons going against each other. Right. The signs are happening. We're just not following it and paying no attention. Some of us are. And the Bible says God is going to pour his spirit into the earth in the last days. It's no coincidence that you see us. We was just out here hooping, drug dealing, killing, all kind of stuff. And then we heard that sound. My sheep hear my voice. You an Israelite, come find me. Right. And guess what these men did? They went seeking. Right. I used to follow all kind of religions. And then I said, hold on, let me sit down and really look into this stuff. Because when somebody told me that Jesus was black, you a Jew, you an Israelite, I said, BS, I'm just a solid real nigga. That's it, that's all. But then when you actually sit down and you research, it's like, damn, it's real. We really are the 12 tribes. We really are Jews.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.